What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about if the Emperor is going to end up being the main villain in Star Wars Episode 9. So I want to talk a little bit about what we saw in the trailer, what we learned from the trailer, obviously, that the Emperor is back, Palpatine is back in some way. I want to talk a little bit about that and go from there. Now, we're going to have a lot more theories and a lot more discussions when Episode 9 gets closer. So in the fall, we're going to be having a community series. We're going to be doing a ton of videos leading up to Episode 9 in the fall. So make sure you guys definitely stay tuned, subscribe to our channel if you guys are interested in that, and catch us when we talk even more about it. But here's the thing. Obviously, hearing the Emperor, his laugh at the end of this trailer, and having it be confirmed that he is in fact back in this movie, that was super cool. I think that was honestly the best part of the trailer, and I think it opens the doors. It opens the doors for a lot of possibilities. Obviously, not just for this Force Ghost, wave of God knows how many people could actually come back in this movie. They could have quite a few Force Ghosts come back, and like I talked about in yesterday's video, if you guys remember, George Lucas's original plan for an episode 7 or whatever the next episode of Star Wars would be to have a lot of people return as Force Ghosts. That was like his main driving, like his pitch idea for the next episode, was to have almost everybody return as Force Ghosts. So maybe JJ is doing something like that. And also the fact that up until this point, we kind of only thought that Jedis or kind of like light Force users could actually come back as Force Ghosts. We know now that as long as the Emperor does only come back as a ghost, that is not the case. Villains, the Sith, the dark side, whatever, they can also come back as Force Ghosts, provided, they do whatever is kind of necessary to do it. So, this opens the door to not just Palpatine. I've talked about this and have mentioned it in past videos. It doesn't just open the door to Palpatine coming back, it opens the door to Snoke coming back, it opens the door to Darth Plagueis coming back, and if Snoke is Darth Plagueis, then that would also be that connection. But it opens the door to all these things. The bigger question is, what is going to be the Emperor's role? Okay, what is he actually going to do in Episode 9? And I really do believe he's going to be kind of the voice in the back of Kylo Ren. I feel like, here's the thing, they have a choice with Kylo. JJ can either do what he did with Episode 7 in terms of recreating A New Hope and do the same thing for this movie and do Return of the Jedi, where Kylo eventually becomes good at the very end. He turns to the light and maybe he sacrifices himself, or maybe he doesn't even have to sacrifice himself, but he just figures it out that, he's on the wrong side and he joins the light. And who's he going to turn from? That's the question. If that happens, if he turns from the dark side to the light, he needs to have somebody he's turning against. And could that be the Force Ghost of the Emperor? Could that be the Force Ghost of Snoke, who's actually somebody more powerful? That's possible. And what does that mean? Well, that means that at the end of the day, Kylo's not the main villain. Now, I did like, out of all the things I despised about The Last Jedi, one of the things I did like is Kylo being bad. And I liked the relationship with him and Rey. I thought that was really good as well. Those two did really good, but I liked how at the end he was evil. He chose the dark side. He didn't turn, and maybe he didn't turn yet, quote unquote. Maybe that's what Rian Johnson was trying to do, but he was still bad, and he killed Snoke, and while I hated that decision, at least it made Kylo the defining, the main villain for Episode 9. Going into this next movie, Kylo is the threat. He is the person they're against. He's the big bad guy. I do like that, and I hope that they stick with that. My personal want is that he sticks and he is bad and he does not come to the light. He's actually the villain and he will not be turned by Rey at the end of Episode 9. But I don't think he can do it alone. I don't think Hux can be like the second person. They're not going to bring Phasma back. I think they need somebody, I think they need another kind of menace with him. And who could that be? Well, I do think they made the right choice. I think the Emperor is a perfect choice for that. And what I think they're going to end up doing is Kylo is still, on the fence. I don't think Kylo is fully evil, just like Darth Vader really was never fully evil, and Darth Vader was definitely more evil than Kylo is at this point. I 100% think that. Kylo still is kind of on the fence. He is kind of like weak-minded in a sense, where he can kind of be persuaded maybe to join the light whenever he's having a communication with Rey. Rey is definitely someone who can get him to turn good, but that's just because he's alone. Snoke isn't like kind of in the background saying you shouldn't listen to her, you know, you're with me, I can make you more powerful. Kylo is the ultimate powerful person now, and I don't think that actually works. I think that doesn't, I don't think that actually fits story-wise, but if you have the Emperor come back as a Force ghost, much like Luke will come back as a Force ghost, maybe they have Obi-Wan, maybe they bring back Yoda again, although I don't think that would happen. You know, I think there's going to be Force ghosts for both the light and the dark, and the dark side, you know, for Kylo's side, I think is going to be those people whispering in his ear, telling him really the bigger things he can be doing. So although Kylo is the one physically doing the things, he'll be the one killing, he'll be the one giving orders, he'll be the one trying to maybe make Rey evil or try and kill Rey or whatever, he'll be the one doing that, but it'll kind of be because he's tempted, it'll be because he's still kind of weak-minded, and it'll be for a greater evil. And who will be supplying that greater evil? I believe it'll be the Emperor. It's also very possible it's Snoke. It's very, very possible it's Snoke, but I don't think you bring back the Emperor for a small role. I don't think he's I don't think he's going to be in it for like 2 minutes. I feel like if you bring him back, he could really make this better. And when you talk about characters that could actually, you know, be brought back to enhance the movie, we talked in episode 8, people wanted Ewan McGregor, people always want him, he would make the movie better. People want Hayden Christensen, and it's like, you know, people never really thought of, why don't you bring the Emperor back? And again, people didn't really think that was a possibility. You can't bring back bad people through Force Ghosts. We didn't think that was like a rule that was allowed. But, you know, people never suggested that, and I do think the Emperor, he's a very good actor. He's a fantastic character. He's been in a lot of the films. You know, he's kind of the central bad guy, the guy who's telling Darth Vader what to do, the guy who's manipulating, you know, all like the Congress on Coruscant. So he's kind of always been around and kind of always been the big bad, the one who's planned everything. And he is a great character. So I think bringing him back would allow them to kind of make him the big bad. Not necessarily, again, because of what he can do. He can't electrocute people. He can't, you know, manipulate people using the Force or anything like that. But he's smart. He can still talk. He can maybe he wants to come back. Maybe there's a way for Force Ghost to return. Maybe he's got something, you know, more diabolical and something higher order in plan. I don't know. But it gives him an opportunity to have something like that. And it gives him the opportunity to be able to tell Kylo what to do and say, you know what, this is what I think you should do. This is, you know, maybe you need to do this. Maybe you need to go after her. Look at the power I can give you. Look, I'm a Force. I'm back. You know, remember that Darth Vader that you love so much? I taught him everything. He can really do all those things and manipulate Kylo. And in turn, Kylo's the one doing everything, but the Emperor is the one giving orders. Again, he's back. He's the one actually telling him what to do, which I do believe makes him the big bad. So I think it's very, very possible. I think there's a reason, a big reason, why you bring back the Emperor in that way. And I feel like that's the actual reason that they're bringing him back. I do believe either him or Snoke, but I do think I'm leaning towards the Emperor. He will be the main villain in terms of he's the one with the bigger plans in mind. Kylo is the threatening one. Kylo's the one who's doing things, but he's not actually the one pulling the strings. And if you guys want to relive or re-experience these Star Wars movies, or really any movies or TV shows for that matter, make sure you guys check out Fandango now. Check in our description box below. We have an affiliate link for Fandango now. You click that, you do your shopping needs. It helps support the channel, helps support us making these videos. You guys can link your Fandango VIP points, so if you guys are earning money when you buy tickets to go to the movie theater, you guys can use those points to actually rent or buy movies or TV shows. So if you guys want to experience The Last Jedi for some reason, or The Force Awakens, or any of the really good Star Wars movies of the past, you can check that out on Fandango now. It would really help us out. So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about all that? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What do you think the Emperor is doing back in Episode 9? Let me know all those things in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe again to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. In the fall, we're going to have so many videos talking about Episode 9, talking about Jedi Fallen Order. We'll have tons of Star Wars videos in the fall, so we really hope to see you guys for those videos.